Alright, so I thought I had already started the video. Somehow I hadn't, so we're starting it again right now, and I'll just pick up where I was. I'm doing this stick to keep webs out of my face, by the way. But you are infinite. You are eternal. We are eternal. We are made of energies, multiple energies, which is common sense that there's not just one energy that we're dealing with. There's multiple energies. And the thing to realize is that everybody that's on the path, or just alive, really, because being alive really is on the path. You just may not know what path you're on yet, and may not have any idea where you're headed yet, but you're alive, so you're on the path. And eventually you're going to become more conscious and aware of where you are now and where you are heading and what you are doing. Because most of the time we just play the victim, in the sense that whatever happens, we have no control over any of it, and we just respond to whatever happens. Alright, so that's pretty much living the victim life, or playing the life of an unconscious person that thinks that they got no control over anything and everything just happens. Which is totally... it's not incorrect, but it's a lesser way to live. It's a lesser way to live. The better way to live, or more enjoyable way to live, is to realize that you are the one that is bringing it all about. And you are the one through what is that word? Let me just stop here and try to get settled here and get a little more in tune. Law of attraction. Through law of attraction, and I'm attracting mosquitoes, and I really don't like mosquitoes. Attracting things or repelling things. And so it really is your doing, whether you're doing this consciously or unconsciously. And so once you begin to do it consciously, it's much more enjoyable, because you're never a victim. Then you're never at the mercy. Then you're never worried about the Illuminati or the devil or demons or all the black snake energies, manifestations that you have been made to fear, be afraid of. So you run to your white snake energy genie in a bottle to try to save you. Save you from what? Yourself? Guess what? No outside person can save you from yourself. You are the only person that can save you from yourself. So there's different levels. Everybody's on different levels. And thankfully, people that are on down the path quite a ways are willing to communicate this kind of stuff, because a lot of times, probably most of the time, when you dive deep into spirituality or dive deep into self-discovery, self-realization, you tend to sort of withdraw from everything, because you start realizing that everything outside yourself is not only an illusion, but is a projection, and the projection has been somebody else's projection, not even yours. So in other words, the whole reality that you're involved in really is not one that you've created. And so you no longer want to have anything to do with it. And that you sometimes probably includes people, because you always have people in your orbits, friends, family, co-workers, what have you, right? And so as you're awakening to the truth of everything, which is just to say the truth of who you yourself really are, then you begin to withdraw from this external illusion. I was going to say fake illusion. It's fake only in the sense that it's not what you would have co-created had you known better, had you had better advice, had you had better mentors, had you had a guru, if you had, personally knew somebody that had already been down these tracks. And so back to the point of all that little spiel right there was that most of the time, get going. What the heck? Ain't trying to get stung up. Is there a wasp nest under this thing or what? Usually, let's walk. Okay, the pond is gorgeous and beautiful. Love it. Look at this. I'm just gonna do a pan. Look at this. You would never believe I'm in the middle of the city, because many places in this city look like this. It's freaking awesome. But you probably don't know a guru or somebody that could pass as a guru, somebody that is on down the line and gets it and has gotten it and has experienced it and will speak not from book knowledge, not from what some ancient book says and how everybody in your lineage has been brainwashed by it for generations now. And so you just sort of feel like it's natural for you to think that, oh, all the wisdom of life is in this one book right here. And the way that I and my heritage interpret it is the correct interpretation, and therefore I'm in need of nothing. When you're actually in need of everything, in the sense that you have no idea who you are. None. You don't do any of these practices. You don't recycle your own energy. You don't know nothing about your chakras. You don't really spend time in meditation, which is going deep into the depths of the conscious/unconscious and downloading in that space things that you will never download by being mental. And see, that's the problem with most people, especially in the West. We are mental. What does it mean to be mental? It means you're crazy. And so when somebody spiritual, somebody on the path, somebody that's doing the work comes along and starts suggesting recycling your own energy, eating less and less dense foods, cutting meat out of the diet because that's the most densest of foods. Density is also another word for dumb. When you're killing sentient creatures that are made of the same earth that you are made of, and then you begin cannibalizing and eating them, in essence eating yourself, that's dumb. That's dense. Alright, but I'm not here to judge anybody, and I'm not here to send you to hell, because hell is a state of mind. Hell is, again, your projection. You can be in hell long before you die. Most people already are. Alright, so I'm just pointing out kind of what becomes common sense after you are no longer incensed after you begin awakening to your true self. And there's different methods that we use to heighten this. Different methods. And it's these methods, these tricks of the trade, these alchemical processes that the mainstream world would poo-poo in a heartbeat, because they're only going by mainstream education, which is indoctrination, which is everybody sees it this way only, and that's the way it is. Once we put it in a book, we charge you a lot of money to sit in our classroom, then that's the way it is, and there is nothing else. And we've been under that mindset now for quite a while, and it certainly works, does it not? Because the more educated people get, many times the more lost they become, because they're relying on they're relying on their brain to be the be-all end-all of self, and the brain can be your worst enemy. So it's certainly not the frickin' runner of self or the controller of self. Shouldn't be. It is for most people, but it should not be. And until you get that figured out, you're just mental. You're just crazy. But see, you've been taught the opposite. Everything here in this reality is the opposite. Up is down, black is white, blah, 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 opposite. So you're going to hear people like me talk about the things we talk about, and you're going to just say, oh, crazy. But no, you're the one that's actually crazy. Everybody that gets indoctrinated in this matrix system is crazy. It's only when you come to this realization that you begin to deprogram crazy. You begin to deprogram. So I'm sort of just rambling again today. That's all I do. I'm activated. And so when you're activated, you can literally at any moment dive in and go start heading to the depths. And anybody that is in your orbit can tap in and tune in and also begin to take themselves in that direction. And eventually what happens is you will blast off on your own, and you will no longer need the guru. You will no longer need the spiritual advisor. You will no longer need anything external, including food. Oh, now he's really getting crazy. Now he's saying we don't even need food. See, this goes way farther than you're prepared to go. Your indoctrination is holding you back. Your way of thinking is holding you back. And you should be happy to admit that. You should be ready to, I'm ready to admit it, and I'm pretty far down the road. I'm pretty far down the path, but I'm readily ready to admit, yes, I have been indoctrinated heavily in this matrix system, but I have been deprogramming for a while now, and I'm coming to understand all these things that sound crazy are actually not crazy at all, and you really don't need anything from the outside. You really can get your vessel functioning where you don't need dense materials, dense matter, and that you can recycle a good portion of your energy through techniques that I'm not speaking about at this time. And bada bing, bada bang, you begin to intuitively know that this not only is true, but it works, and it's real, and you become the proof. You become the proof. You become your own test subject, because you can't deprogram anybody else, right? And you could try, but you can really only deprogram yourself. And you can really only discover yourself. And so I'm gonna end it there, I guess. I'm going to let us marinate on that and shoot. With the energy running at this high of a frequency, I might be back in 10 minutes to do part 25. Because this really is a trip. And I know that see, when you find somebody that you resonate with, then you can tap straight in. It's almost like an IV. You can tap straight into that frequency and begin to take in the elixir. The elixir of life. The elixir of understanding. The elixir of your true power. It right in your hands. Not your true power off someplace like in heaven waiting for you after you die if you've been a good boy or girl. I'm talking about we're bringing all of that outward projection that we've been doing into the present moment, which is right here, right now. But can you do it? It's not hard, but it's extremely difficult. So we're dealing in paradoxes when dealing with self, when dealing with knowledge, especially this kind of knowledge. So love, light, wholeness, balance. Until next time. See you soon.